Hello and welcome to Arsenal visiting Villa Park to take on Aston Villa. Aston Villa right now stand above Arsenal in the table. So as it stands, start early season form, Aston Villa are the favourites. No, they're probably not, but they have had a much easier run than Arsenal. So the players are walking out as we speak. I'm going to bring up the team news now. So there were a lot of rumours today, yesterday, the day before that Alexis Sanchez was injured, won't be able to make it. Anyway, to start with, is the Aston Villa side. Brad Guzan in goal, Alan Hutton at right back, Ali Sissoko at left back, Clark and Senderos at centre back. Ron Vlaar is still injured for them. So it's a 4-3-3 with Delph, Sanchez and Tom Cleverley in central midfield, Kieran Richardson and Andy Vyman on the wings, with Gabby Agbonlahor up front. Their bench is Akore, Bakuna, Cole, and Zogbia, Given, Lowton and Grealish. So Arsenal running the 4-2-3-1 formation. Wojciech Szczesny in goal, Callum Chambers at right back, Kieran Gibbs at left back, Lauren Koscielny and Per Mertesacker at centre back, with Mikel Arteta and Aaron Ramsey in the centre of midfield, Santi Cazorla at left mid, Oxlade-Chamberlain on the right, and Mesut Ozil behind Danny Welbeck. That's their team, and on the bench for them is Rosicky, Podolski, Wilshere, Ospina, Sanchez, Diaby and Coquelin. So those are the teams, and then we'll have a look at the league table. Aston Villa currently lie in second. There's only 3 teams unbeaten so far in the Premier League, and that is Chelsea, Aston Villa and Arsenal. Will we see a draw today and they both remain unbeaten? Who knows, but if Arsenal win this, that could take them from 7th to a possible 3rd, depending on other results. Aston Villa would stay above Arsenal no matter the result today, but they would love to get a win on the board against a massive team and really, really threaten Arsenal, really threaten big teams. I mean, there's a few really optimistic, let's be honest, Villa players, fans that are saying that Villa can reach Champions League football. I think they're a long way away from that. Well, they're a good side, Aston Villa. Arsenal currently in 7th place after 1 win and 3 draws. They did lose their first game of the season at the weekend in losing, midweek after losing 2-0 to Borussia Dortmund. In the Champions League, they did beat Arsenal in the Community Shield. So that was their first loss in all competitions, and they're still unbeaten in the Premier League. Aston Villa, still unbeaten in all competitions, and we are in for an interesting game, I believe. I think Villa will give it their everything today. If they're above Arsenal in the league, doesn't matter who you've played, everyone's a Premier League side. Technically, they're on better form. They are on better form. Aston Villa should give it their all today and really go for it. And they're a good side. They do have some good players, and you can see them taking the game to Arsenal today. I mean, it's at home. It's in front of Villa Park. They're not going to play for a draw. They're not going to play to avoid defeat. I think they're going to go out there and play for a win. They've got some quick players, and it's going to be Arsenal to get us underway. And it's about to happen now. They line up for kickoff. The referee just about to get us underway, and we are. Mesut Ozil and Danny Welbeck kick us off. We have the ball rolling for the first half. So, Arsenal 1 win, 3 draws, no losses. Aston Villa 3 wins, 1 draw, no losses. And Arsenal right off the bat tried an attacking start. The referee is Mike Jones today. He's had a For terms of personal form, Mike Jones has had a decent start to the season. He's not really been involved in any controversy. I don't think there has been any major controversy in the Premier League this season. There's been bits, and well, if there wasn't bits and pieces that here and there, well, it wouldn't be football, would it, at all? But anyway, the other games today are Burnley versus Sunderland at Turf Moor, Swansea City versus Southampton at the the Liberty Stadium, sorry. Newcastle United versus Hull City. Newcastle still looking for their first win. They are rock bottom of the table, Newcastle United. Alan Pardew fighting for his job at the minute. So as the other games, I'll try my best to keep you updated on those. The earlier game today was Queen's Park Rangers versus Stoke City. That was a 2-2 draw. Stoke City took the lead through Mohamed Biram Diouf. Queen's Park Rangers equalised with Stephen Corker. Peter Crouch then put them back in the lead. And Nico Kranjčar in the 88th minute equalised for QPR. So it was 2-2 there at Loftus Road. And yeah, like I said, I'll try and keep you updated on the rest of the games today. West Ham United versus Liverpool is a 5:30 kickoff, and I think it might be on Sky Sports 1 if you want to watch that. But I won't be covering that one, unfortunately, today. I'll try and cover some matches tomorrow. Definitely Manchester City versus Chelsea, that'd be a good one, and maybe Manchester United versus Leicester City, we'll see. Here come Arsenal. Santi Cazorla floats the ball in, headed away by Felipe Senderos. Carlos Sanchez picking up the pieces at the back, and Alan Hutton whacks it downfield for Vyman to run onto. Szczesny back to, well, he receives it from Koscielny, he clears it away, but Delph brings it down, and now he runs back. Delph gets a layoff. Fabian Delph! Great save from Wojciech Szczesny. Great little exchange between Fabian Delph and Gabriel Bonlahor. Just laid it off for him, and it was a sweet strike. Poor kick out from Szczesny that invited the pressure. Delph, now an England international, drove. It was Vyman that laid it off. A good effort from Delph. Forcing a good save. It's Tom Cleverley's corner in. Right to the edge of the area. Carlos Sanchez. Delph. Outside now to Ali Sissoko. He gets the ball in, and it's gone out. I think off Callum Chambers last. Yes, it is. It's another Aston Villa corner. Like I predicted, Aston Villa starting offensively. They are attacking, and Arsenal are under pressure already here. Villa fans watching this should be fairly optimistic of their start. Another Cleverley corner, this time an in-swinger. It's better area this time. Mertesacker heads it away. It's Cleverley again. He plays it back to Delph. Now it's Kieran Richardson. Carlos Sanchez does his best to try and keep it. He tried to hook it back into the box on the slide. And it ended up going all the way through to Wojciech Szczesny. No real defensive trouble there. Fabian Delph, I believe he's on some of his best form. He always looked, when he was younger, like he'd be a top Premier League star, Fabian Delph. He never really happened. There's a few Aston Villa players that were like that. I mean, that came through, looked like they were going to be amazing. In the end, weren't really. Mark Albrighton was another one. You know, there were a few bright stars that didn't quite make it like we thought they would. Fabian Delph. He's a very good player in my opinion, alright. Delph highly. 23 years old, still a lot of room, a lot of time to really come into his own. Ozil plays it to Welbeck, pokes back to Ozil. Good play by Welbeck there. Ozil, Ramsey slips through Welbeck, dealt with by Clark, and Sissoko gets it away. Arsenal trying to force something now. Mertesacker playing a nice little triangle with Arteta and Ramsey, and then lays it off back to Koscielny. A lot of pressure from Villa early on. That's how they've liked to play so far. I mean, Villa are putting so much pressure on Gabriel Bonlahor, sprinting after the ball. You're sliding in on Szczesny, and Szczesny kicks it straight out of play. I mean, it's great pressure from the captain today. Gabby Bonlahor is another one that didn't quite fulfill his potential. and one that is looking very promising, and you've sort of got to wonder, could he actually, I mean, is it possible for him not to fulfil his potential? Jack Grealish, who's a substitute for Aston Villa today, looks really promising. He looks like a great young lad. I think we get to see the best of him. Well, obviously we get to see the best of him, but on his debut for Aston Villa against Hull, they really welcomed him to the Premier League. They snapped at him all day. So Gibbs to Welbeck. Welbeck with a shot, and it's not too far away. He's gone to curl that into the far corner. It was always going over there from Danny Welbeck. His main criticism at Manchester United is that he didn't score enough goals. He did have a decent season for goals last year, but I mean, it has always been his problem just getting the goals. I mean, if Danny Welbeck scored a lot of goals for Manchester United, he would have been one of the best players. I've always rated Danny Welbeck, but Louis van Gaal told him he was going to be 5th choice striker if he stayed at Manchester United. I mean, Rooney obviously first, being the captain, Van Persie and Falcao as well, the next two. And Louis van Gaal rated Danny Welbeck lower than James Wilson, and told him that he needed to find a new club. Nothing against James Wilson, but he's a young kid that's still looking to break into the squad. So I mean, it was quite an insult to Danny Welbeck, really, that he was going to be made 5th choice striker. £16 million move to Arsenal. Can we see him really become what we've Danny Welbeck looked to become? Also, he's another one that never really quite filled his potential. Chamberlain bringing it down well and trying to get a cross in. Ali Sissoko doing his defensive work. Ali Sissoko was actually at Liverpool last season on a short-term loan. Now Arsenal have their first corner of the game, 8 minutes into this one. It's going to be an exciting game, I think. So it's Santi Cazorla to take in towards Chambers. It's headed away. Gibbs. Arteta gives it him back. Crossed in by Ramsey. It's going all the way through and straight to Brad Guzan. A lot of whip on that. And it's cleared straight to Andy Vyman. Andy Vyman now bearing down on goal. Tried to slip it through to Kieran Richardson. And Chesney was off his line quickly to deal with that one. It's good play by Villa. That's where they're dangerous. On the counter-attack. They really are a dangerous side when they're running at you, Aston Villa. And they're still missing Christian Benteke. A poor ball there from Ramsey to Chambers. It was just too much for Chambers. He tried to stretch for it and ended up poking it out of play. Another of new Arsenal's rivals came from Southampton this season for £12 million. It was a bit of a gamble paying £12 million for somebody that didn't really start too often at Southampton, but he does look a very, very promising lad, Callum Chambers. I think we will see a great career in the future, really. I rate Callum Chambers highly. He's definitely a star. Playing at centre-back for most of his Arsenal career so far. I mean, he had to fill in for absentees, and when centre-backs came back and Debussy was playing, he sort of lost his place, but I'm not sure if Debussy's injured. I think he might be. Mertesacker playing it back to Koscielny after pressure from O'Bonlahor. Didn't give him as much time as he would have liked. Koscielny playing a beautiful ball through to Cazorla. Sissoko deals with it, clears down the line. Chambers hits it back in, and Kieran Clark whacks it away. O'Bonlahor couldn't chase after it. He turned, ran into Mertesacker, and I think there was a foul given there against Per Mertesacker for impeding the run Gabby Agbonlahor. No, it was given much further down the pitch. Brad Guzan is going to take it for a late challenge on Kieran Clark as he went to clear that one from Aaron Ramsey. But that went all the way through, that clearance from Guzan out for a throw-in for Arsenal midway inside their own half. Gibbs down the line. Welbeck. Gibbs again, looking for Ozil. Good strong header from Clark. Arteta. Ramsey. Back to Mertesacker, taking his time on the ball. Very experienced defender, Per Mertesacker. Also a World Cup winner, as is Mesut Ozil and Lucas Podolski as the Arsenal trio who are in that Germany World Cup winning squad. Obviously the squad that beat Germany a massive 7-1. Not many people saw that one coming. Well, I tell you what, if anybody in the world had a bet on, I wonder, you know, some people make stupid bets just in case. I wonder if maybe somebody did, and it would just be amazing, wouldn't it, to be that guy that had, you know, a £10 bet on Germany to win 7-1 over Brazil. Would be something. Here is Cazorla. Gibbs. Cazorla again to Ramsey. Good defensive shape from Aston Villa. That's been their key so far this season. Aston Villa only conceded 1 goal so far. Agbonlahor can't get there quick enough. It was a good clearance by Lauren Koscielny, and Agbonlahor clattered into the side of him shortly after that, and it was a free kick. Not given, I don't think. I think the referee gave the throw-in. Yeah, he did, because Lauren Koscielny was already off balance clearing that. Clark heads it back in, and it's gone all the way through for an Arsenal throw-in once again. So the rumours that Alexis Sanchez was injured, I'm not sure if him being on the bench really helps that, to be honest. I mean, if he comes on, then maybe it'll sort of show, but I think it shows us that he's not 100% fit, because, I mean, Sanchez is perhaps Arsenal's best player, especially on his day. I mean, he's world class on his day, Alexis Sanchez, but I'm just not sure, not certain whether he's 100% fit. There were rumours that he wasn't even going to be in the squad due to fitness, but I think he'll be alright. And if we see an Alexis Sanchez appearance today, I mean, I think Wenger will only bring him on if he needs to, or maybe just to give him a bit of match time if he is injured. I can definitely see Sanchez coming on at some point. Sissoko carrying it forward down the left wing for Aston Villa. His ball to Kieran Richardson, cut out well by Callum Chambers there. Sissoko, Delph. Sissoko. Delph again, and another Aston Villa throw-in. This time taken quickly. Delph again. Comes inside. Great little bit of footwork there. Tried to find Vyman. Mertesacker cut it out. Ramsey's pass was poor. Agbonlahor can't get to it. Oh, and Delph's ball in was just about cut out by Kieran Gibbs. That was a definite goal if he didn't, because it was a good ball in from Delph. Would have seen Arsenal going behind and really having to chase the game. I'm not sure what sort of game we're in for today. I'm really not. And Andy Vyman wins a corner there very well from Gibbs. Applied a lot of pressure, used his strength well. Forced Gibbs into tumbling onto the ball and putting it out for a corner. Tom Cleverley to take again. And a header from Felipe Senderos. Just swerving away. I mean, it was a... Oh, it's just sweet. He went for the far post. It just went over. I mean, it wasn't too far away. It was a very good effort. So it remains to be seen how this game's going to pan out. I mean, both teams don't want to lose a game, but I don't think like Aston Villa are the team I can see sort of going all out, because Arsenal haven't really found their feet going forward yet. I mean, they really found their feet against City. They scored 3, but apart from that, Arsenal haven't been amazing going forward so far this season. Can be a bunghole. Just offside there. That was dangerous. It was a good ball through. Could have easily resulted in an Aston Villa goal if Arsenal weren't more careful. I think it was Lauren Koscielny playing the line in the end that saved the day. It is Ramsey. Welbeck trying to latch onto that. Away by Senderos and Alan Hutton. Gibbs. Gibbs trying to get a cross in. It's a good tackle from Tom Cleverley. Throw in. Ozil. Corner whipped in. Welbeck blocked by Hutton. Didn't really get much power on it anyway there, Danny Welbeck. It was just a bit of a scramble in the box. Crossed in again, away by Clark, and it's another Arsenal corner. Pressure building once again. Arsenal have had 71% possession so far in this game. So, it's rather a lot, isn't it? Every other game in the Premier League remains goalless at this stage. 20 minutes in, this is Arsenal's third corner. Equalising Villa's third. Cazorla, it's past everyone, apart from Aaron Ramsey, and he's just hit it low and wide of the goal. It fell through numerous bodies in the box. Aaron Ramsey was just waiting for it on the edge. Great positioning, and he's hit that, and it isn't a million miles away, is it? That was very close. I think Kieran Clark may have had it covered if it was goalwards, but good effort nonetheless from Aaron Ramsey. Greg Guzan looked beaten. Flicked on by Cleverley. Delph couldn't quite hold off Mertesacker for obvious reasons. Plays it to Gibbs. Koscielny. Mertesacker. Arsenal had this problem against Borussia Dortmund in the week. I mean, Borussia Dortmund they absolutely killed Arsenal from the game. It was a perfect performance from them and doing what they wanted to do to win the game. They applied pressure constantly from on the defenders, and whenever Dortmund weren't in possession, they just attacked the ball. It was a great strategy, and it worked. It was definitely a deserved victory from them. Carlos Sanchez there penalised for a foul on Aaron Ramsey. I thought it was sort of 50-50, but Carlos Sanchez didn't really have eyes on the ball. And Cazorla is going to whip one in. He's about 50 yards out, but he's going to try and whip one in to the far post where he's got Mertesackers up and Koscielny. Got a couple of big lads to aim for. Callum Chambers isn't too small either. He's about 6'1". Cazorla's ball in. Mertesacker doesn't get to it. Agbonlahor now tries to get it away. Hit against Callum Chambers. And it's an Arsenal... Well, no, it's an Aston Villa throw-in. It was well played there from Agbonlahor. Been one of the key players in Aston Villa's good start to the season. They were one of the teams battling relegation, Aston Villa, for the last couple of seasons. But now they're... well, they've always been a very well recognised Premier League team. I mean, the one that's been in the division for many years now, and there's not many teams that are anymore. I mean, teams go up and down all the time. I mean, Newcastle went down a few seasons ago. You never know when a team's going to go down. Because nobody would have called Fulham at the start of the season to go down because they've built a good squad. The management, and they dropped straight down, and now they're on one of those spirals down and down. Lost quite a few players, and they're rock bottom of the Championship now. Might be doing what Wolves did a few seasons ago, just free falling through the divisions. Portsmouth did the same, but that was mainly to do with administration. So Aston Villa have been awarded a free kick, and Tom Cleverley's going to whip it in from the wing. So decent ball in. Oh, and it's so close. Kieran Clark attacked it, and I don't think he got enough on it. Tom Cleverley with a beautiful ball, very dangerous, and Clark headed it straight at Szczesny. Oh, it's a good save in the end from Wojciech Szczesny. Clark got there. I mean, he should be scoring, but Szczesny made himself massive. Cleverley with the corner in, headed away. Senderos is going to get there at the back post, but a foul was given, and Arsenal have a free kick. Very good save from Wojciech Szczesny there. Beautiful ball in from Cleverley. Went towards Clark. It was arriving at the back post. He headed it very much down into the ground. Maybe if he just headed it straight, Szczesny wouldn't have had a chance. But it's hard to do. So, you know, you can never really tell what the keeper's going to do. And Koscielny tried to head it back to Szczesny there. Szczesny wasn't really expecting it. He had to dive to the side, but Arsenal escaped. That's the first real clear-cut chance of the day. First time a keeper's been called into action, apart from when Delph had a shot at Szczesny and he had to spill it wide of the post. So both good chances have been Villa's way, and Arsenal need to create something, otherwise they could see themselves slipping away from this game. Possession doesn't matter if you don't do anything with it. Here come Arsenal now. It's Cazorla. Good turn to get himself away from Cleverley. But Cleverley's won it back now. Counter-attack on here for Aston Villa. Plays out wide to Agbonlahor. Agbonlahor's in a crossing position, but he's got no options in the middle because it was such a quick break. And it's a good tackling then by Koscielny to concede the throw-in. Well, dealt with the danger quite well. So Hutton's caught up. He's going to take the throw-in, but he's complaining to his teammates. He's got no options. Cleverley gives it in back. Crossed in by Vyman. It was a good ball on the volley. Nobody really there. Here's Kieran Richardson at the far side. He's passed it out of play, and it came off Callum Chambers' toe in the end. So it's going to be a Villa throw-in taken quickly. Here's Fabian Delph. Back to Kieran Clark. Moving further back to Senderos. Sends it back Clark's way. Delph dropping deep to receive the ball, seeing what he can do with it. Something more positive, something more attacking and knocking around at the back cleverly. Carlos Sanchez cleverly pokes it back to Sanchez. Here goes Ozil now. He's got two options. He went for Welbeck. Oh, and it's a good ball. And it's so close from Arsenal to having that killer ball that got him through. Ozil spread it beautifully across the pitch to Ramsey, who tried to cushion a through ball to Danny Welbeck, and it just ran too fast for him. And he went straight into the arms of Brad Guzan. Lauren Koscielny's fouled Gabby Agbonlahor in an aerial challenge. It was a 2-on-1 really. It was sort of Mikel Arteta and Lauren Koscielny against him. Mikel Arteta was the one that put his arm out and hit Agbonlahor in the face. Wasn't much contact, but I mean, you know, you're not supposed to raise your arm, so free kick taken quickly. Sissoko, Fabian Delph. Can't really find anything. He has to play backwards there. Good pressure from Arsenal. Welbeck sprinting down the ball. He's really chasing it, but it's played to Brad Guzan, and Villa have a little more time on their hands now. Here's Carlos Sanchez. Cleverly. Alan Hutton overlaps. Gibbs cut it out. Welbeck. Chance out of nothing now here for Arsenal, maybe. Through to Mesut Ozil, who's offside. Oh, I think Welbeck might have just left that a split second too late. He had a chance to play through Ozil originally. I just think he wanted him to get as much ground forward as he could, and it's unlucky. It's no one's fault really in particular. Flicked over the top towards Kieran Richardson, but Chambers deals with it comfortably and lets it run for a goal kick. Some clever ball through there, just not quite gentle enough for Richardson. It just had a bit too much on it. Chesney took that one short to Koscielny. And Gibbs. Mikel Arteta smashes it. Oh, it's a rare one for Mikel Arteta. Normally his passing is his best quality, but that one's just too high for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. It's out for an Aston Villa throw-in. Half an hour in now, nearly. We've seen no goals in any game in the Premier League so far today. Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 0, Burnley 0, Sunderland 0, Swansea City 0, Southampton 0, Newcastle 0, Hull City 0. So it's not really the most action-packed day. We've had 4 goals today, all in the one game. QPR versus Stoke, that was the early kickoff. But all of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, we have not had a goal, and we're half an hour in now. So slow starting maybe. Hopefully second half, or maybe this last 15 minutes of the first half will be a bit brighter, more chances, more things to talk about than what we've seen so far in this game. Mikel Arteta putting a beautiful ball out wide to Chamberlain. He brought it down well. Cazorla gives it back to Chamberlain. Couldn't. Oh, there was just too many bodies for him there. He couldn't get through. Mertesacker hits it back forward. Chambers. Arteta. He's looking for another pass. Finds Cazorla, who dropped deep, and now he's running at the Villa defence. In towards Welbeck. He tried a nice turn, and it would have been a nice turn as well if he pulled it off. It's an Arsenal throw-in. Good defending by Stenderos. Cazorla. Chambers. Cazorla again. Good pressure from here from Arsenal. Cazorla with a switching ball to Gibbs, and it's a yard too far forward. It was a decent ball from Cazorla. Gibbs was in quite a bit of space though, and shame not to pick him out. So who will get our breakthrough goal in this game? Who will be side to do something? It looks like it's going to be Arsenal now. Here's Welbeck. Knocks it back for Cazorla. He tries to play through Ramsey, and it's just gone through every defender and past Aaron Ramsey. Straight into the arms of Brad Guzan. Villa tried to charge with the counter-attack. Ali Sissoko breaking down the left, but he's tackled by Oxlade-Chamberlain, and it's a throw-in. Villa's way. Sissoko took his time with that throw-in. Finds Richardson, who just ended up knocking it on. Unfortunately to Per Mertesacker. Welbeck plays it through to Aaron Ramsey. Mesut Ozil's one-on-one, and Arsenal have the lead. It's a great ball through from Danny Welbeck that finds Mesut Ozil, who was calm, he was composed, and he slots it into the bottom corner to make it Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 1 here at Villa Park. It's a great ball through out and nothing really. Welbeck, beautiful slip through the middle of the two defenders, and Ozil was as calm as can be. Almost German composure there from the World Cup winner. And well, it's 1-0 to Arsenal. Beautiful finish, beautiful ball through. And well, it's the first real chance Arsenal have had. Take your chances, basically. So they'll have the tails up now. That's only the second goal Aston Villa have conceded this Premier League season. And that is something. So now that drops Aston Villa to third and brings Arsenal up to fourth as it stands. Arsenal still a point behind though. Here's Ozil. Now they're looking for a second. Is it towards Welbeck? And it's a quick fire double! Danny Welbeck! What a ball in from Mesut Ozil that he's repaid the favour to Danny Welbeck. It's a searching ball in. Curls round the defenders. And Welbeck hits it in at the far post. That's his first goal for Arsenal. And it's 2-0. And Arsenal can now run away with this game. They've hit Villa with the old quick fire double. Beautiful ball in from Ozil, and Welbeck could not have had an easier finish. Beautiful positioning as well from the England international. He's got his first Arsenal goal. Mesut Ozil's got his first Arsenal assist of the year. And, well, I think it's vice versa, isn't it? Welbeck's got his first assist and Ozil's got his first goal. I mean, they're helping each other out there, those two. Good, maybe a beautiful partnership to come. But Villa need to respond, they need to stay composed now, they need to toughen up at the back, and they need to get together and try and get back in this game. So, what will happen now? 2 in 2 minutes for Arsenal. And, well, they've got a 2-goal cushion out of absolutely nowhere. 2 chances, 2 goals. Beautifully worked goals as well. And maybe Aston Villa can try and find a way back into this game now. They do need to. I mean, they can't leave it how it is. They need to get another goal. You wouldn't have thought this from Aston Villa as well, because their defence has been absolutely solid so far this season. They've conceded 1 goal before this, and they've conceded, well, they've tripled their goals conceded in a matter of 2 minutes. I mean, they just need to sit down and stay composed. Can they do that? So here come Arsenal again, attacking, and oh, it's hit Ali Sissoko and it's gone in. It's 3-0. Ali Sissoko has scored an own goal. It's 3 in 6 minutes for Arsenal. We haven't got a goal in any other Premier League game at the moment, and Ali Sissoko has put one in his own net and made things even worse. Gibbs gets forward after a failed clearance, plays the ball out of the box, into the box. It was a good ball from Gibbs. Sissoko sticks his leg out and puts it in his own net. Unfortunately for him, he's made it Ozil 32 minutes, Welbeck 34 minutes, and Sissoko has put one in the 36th minute. We've got a goal every 2 minutes at the moment. Will we get another one now? Arsenal breaking. They could hammer Aston Villa here, and they'd need to do that for their confidence too. But Arsenal have been poor so far today until the last, 6 minutes, and they've just gone to town on Aston Villa. And the game is way out of their reach now. Aston Villa they need to stop conceding. They really do, because that can knock their confidence and send them on a downward spiral. They need to stop conceding. They need a goal back. 3-1 doesn't look as bad. 3-1 does not look as bad as 3-0 by any means. Here comes Gibbs. Can Arsenal get a fourth? I mean, they're scoring every time they go forward at the moment. Tries the ball to Welbeck. Gibbs can't get it back. It's a good clearance by Hutton. Senderos doesn't get there. Ozil doesn't either, and Clark's the man to stay composed and get it away. And Bonlahor and Vyman chasing it down, and it's just ended up bouncing in Arsenal's favour. And Kieran Richardson, a bit frustrated. Oh, that was a definite frustration tackle there on Mikel Arteta. He's just clipped the Spaniard and sent him to the floor. So the scores now, I said them 10 minutes ago, but I'll say them again. Burnley 0, Sunderland 0, Swansea City 0, Southampton 0, Newcastle United 0, Hull City 0, Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 3. So it's just how quickly things can change in football. Switch off for 5 minutes, you can see 3 goals. I mean, it's a cruel sport because Villa have had a good start. Ozil, Ramsey, he'll definitely be looking to get on the score sheet. Gibbs, he tried to drill it across, and Senderos did well there. So that'll help Arsenal's goal difference out, and I mean, there's no chance that they're not going to stay unbeaten now, and Villa have lost their unbeaten streak unless they can get 3 goals back, which, this is football, anything can happen. Ramsey plays it to Chambers. Chambers tried to pick out Ramsey's run in the box. It was too heavy. It's gone all the way through to the other side where Gibbs couldn't quite keep it in, and Villa have a throw, and they need to slow things down here, Aston Villa. The faces of the Aston Villa faithful are quite glum now, to say the least, and it won't take a genius to guess why. Football really is a cruel mistress, isn't it? But, it's what happens. It is what happens, and I sort of feel sorry for them, to be honest. Like they've played well, but you can't, can you? Aston Villa are a good side. They are a good side, and they've not shown it here over the past 5-10 minutes or so. I mean, they need to settle down. They need to play some football, and that's what they're trying to do now. Don't try and hit Arsenal right back. This is going to take time. Here comes Alan Hutton, breaking down the right. Good run into the box, dealt with as far as cleverly, and it's hit Gibbs in the back. And it's a Villa throw-in. Hutton steadies himself cleverly. Carlos Sanchez, Welbeck gets back and makes a tackle. And Sanchez couldn't find any sort of pass, and his pass went straight to Kieran Gibbs. Villa putting on the pressure again now, trying to rush Arsenal into giving the ball away, but Arsenal will be full of confidence at the moment. And Koscielny plays the ball forward. Chambers couldn't control it, and it's a Villa throw-in just inside their own half. Sissoko tried to whack it downfield. Ramsey, Cazorla, good turn by Arteta. Cazorla, Ramsey, Aaron Ramsey, back post for Ozil! Oh, and he's tried to volley it. Mesut Ozil, and he's just dragged it wide. Maybe he had too much time there, Mesut Ozil. It was a good ball, good vision from Aaron Ramsey to find Ozil. It took a bounce, and he had to lift his leg high, Ozil, if he wanted to hit that then. Because he wouldn't have got another chance with Alan Hutton closing him down so quickly. Arsenal could be 4 up. Delph. Back to Clark. Now back to Guzan. Hits it downfield. Headed away by Arteta, and it's another Villa throw-in. Down the line and straight out of play. Arsenal now have a throw-in. Running field to Mikel Arteta. Chambers has done well to win it back and keep it. Holding off 5 Villa shirts. He's done very well there, Callum Chambers. Gibbs. Oh, and Ramsey wanted it forward. Gibbs played it, tried to play it to feet, and they're giving the ball away. And Villa have just given it straight back to him. It's sloppy from Aston Villa. Good tackle from Carlos Sanchez in the end. Cleverly, Hutton, Richardson. Richardson's coming field an awful lot now. And Delph. Didn't play really trying anything for Villa at the moment, and he's just giving it away. Hutton rescues him by knocking it back towards Felipe Senderos, who's an ex-Arsenal player. He's just conceded 3 against his old team. Hutton down the line and dealt with Warren Koscielny. Kieran Richardson, blistering pace, couldn't quite show it there to get that yard of pace to get to the ball before Koscielny. Gibbs hits it down line. Clark has controlled that. Welbeck thinks it's with his arm, he's appealing. Sanchez, Delph, space to drive, space to run. Tried to come inside and was brought down by Mikel Arteta. Well, it was probably quite an important foul to make there. The Arsenal captain, because Delph's dangerous. Ramsey had just picked up the ball actually, so it was a needless foul in the end. Aston Villa fans really do not look happy. Fabian Delph's still down here. Joe Cole's been told to warm up by Paul Lambert. Veteran midfielder Joe Cole, he's been around for ages, absolutely ages, Joe Cole. Still waiting to get back up on his feet. think he just had the wind knocked out of him there. It was. He was running at pace and he hit into Mikel Arteta at pace. Yeah, you can just see he's run into like Mikel Arteta's forearm and it's winded him. Delph's going to have to go off the field to receive treatment. 2 minutes was added on, by the way. We're a minute into that due to Delph's injury. Tom Cleverley and Kieran Richardson standing over the free kick. One-man wall, so Arsenal fairly confident that it's going to be a whipped ball in by either Kieran Richardson or Cleverley. It's in by Richardson, headed away, only as far as Ramsey. Ramsey tries to break. Villa use their pace to get back. Now it's Cleverley. Cleverley's done very well there. Sender off. Back to Cleverley. Good exchange. Forward towards Hutton, and it's dealt with by Koscielny. Carlos Sanchez hoofs it down the line. Gibbs is trying to deal with it now. Koscielny's under pressure, and he stays composed under pressure as always there, Lauren Koscielny. Neat step over. Delph with a perfect sliding tackle to win the ball back. And it's Arsenal throwing now. Half time, very near. I mean, you don't know when it's going to blow because it depends how long the ref judges needs to go on because of Delph's injury. He's back on the field now though, Fabian Delph. After receiving treatment, I think it was just a wind. Hopefully anyway. Welbeck, great 1-2 with Ozil. Now it's Ramsey. Aaron Ramsey to pop one and he's gone wide again. Aaron Ramsey went low, he went for the near post. And it's a good effort and he's just wide of the near post. I think User might just have been beaten. It's hard to say, but good effort by Ramsey, not quite good enough. It remains 3-0 to Arsenal. Guzan hits it forward and the referee blows his whistle for half time. So half time, we have a game that really exploded into life out of absolutely nowhere. Pretty much the only two chances of the game were Villa's way until Arsenal created their first proper chance of the game as Danny Welbeck slipped through Mesut Ozil for him to place behind Brad Guzan. Make it 1-0. 2 minutes later, Mesut Ozil repaid Danny Welbeck by putting in a beautiful ball in for the England international to tap home at the far post, and things were made even worse for Aston Villa 2 minutes later as Ali Sissoko put it into his own net after latching on the end of a Kieran Gibbs cross. So this is the only game at half time with goals. So the half-time scores in the Premier League are Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 3, Burnley 0, Sunderland 0, Swansea City 0, Southampton 0, Newcastle United 0, Hull City 0. So that has been the first half, and we'll be back to you with the second half in about 15 minutes time. So thank you for watching. Hello and welcome back to Aston Villa versus Arsenal at Villa Park. Teams left us with a 3-0 lead to Arsenal at half time. Due to a bit of 5 minutes of complacency by Villa, so it took for Arsenal to bag 3. Anyway, we're underway here. Villa got us underway. Arsenal take it straight back here and give it back to the defenders. There's been a change at half time. Youngster Jack Grealish is on for Andy Vyman, who did have a quiet game. And well, that's all really. That's the only change at half time. Jack Grealish on, Andy Vyman off. And we finally got a goal in another game, and it is Nikita Jelavic scoring for Hull City at St James's Park to make it Newcastle United 0, Hull City 1. And things are going from bad to worse at the moment for Newcastle. Anyway, back to this game. Arsenal still not really starting too offensively. I mean, they don't need to. They've got a 3-goal lead. But if I was an Arsenal player, I'd be like, well, if we scored 3 in 5 minutes, why can't we score 3 more in the whole of the next 45 minutes and, you know, make it one of the games that isn't forgotten, get us a bit of confidence. You know, I think if I was an Arsenal player right now, I'd go all out. I wouldn't have mercy on Aston Villa. I'd really go for it. Aston Villa got a tough run of games at the moment as well. Like they had a fairly easy start. Well, no start's an easy start, but they had a decent start. Then it's fine, but you know they needed to get a couple of points from all of the games. That they need to get some points from the tough run they're about to face, and this is the start of it. And I don't think we're going to see a famous comeback here today. But, you know, we saw Crystal Palace do it against Liverpool last season. 3 goals down, equalised 3-3. It did cost Liverpool the title. I think Villa do have the capability of doing so. They just need to really go for it. Grealish couldn't quite get to that. Chamberlain going in between a couple of defenders, tried to poke it through to Ramsey, and it was a poor touch. So close, Aaron Ramsey, to being slipped through on goal there. Welbeck. Ramsey forced off the ball by Carlos Sanchez, and he was penalised there. Sort of going over the back of Ramsey a bit. It wasn't a fair tackle. Real Madrid are 3-1 up in their game against Deportivo La Coruña. Cristiano Ronaldo scoring 2, James Rodriguez scoring 1, and Medo Junin scoring the goal for Deportivo La Coruña. Just an update from one of the bigger games around Europe. I know a lot of people are keen to see how Real Madrid are going on. Anyway, back to this where Arsenal are trying to enjoy a spell of possession. Mertesacker under no pressure. Thing is, Vyman will put pressure on the defenders, like really run at them, not give them a moment to think. But Grealish isn't that same sort of player. He isn't relentless. So I think Arsenal might have a bit more time on the ball this second half. I mean, of course, Lahore will still chase it, but you know, you've got to be fit to be sprinting after the ball the entire half. Here is Koscielny. Really slow-paced start to this half. Danny Welbeck drops deep to collect it. Ramsey now on the ball. Arteta. Switches it to Mertesacker. It's just more possession for Arsenal. Chamberlain's wasted it though, and cleverly tried to lay it off for Richardson. Arsenal nick it back, and now we're on the attack. Welbeck, crossing position for him. He's gone for goal, Welbeck, and it's straight at Guzan. Would have been something special to score from there, but he's showing the Hungary, got a decent shot away, shot on target, and you can't really fault him for that. Ozil. Ramsey couldn't hold it, neither could Richardson. Both teams have been a little bit sloppy in areas so far. Good exchanging play there. Ramsey, Cazorla, Welbeck, Gibbs. Welbeck again. Good passing here from Arsenal. Arteta, Chamberlain. Chamberlain hasn't had the best of games today, it has to be said. He's had a quiet one. Ramsey pokes it to Welbeck, who's offside, and that ends the move. But Arsenal were showing a bit of promise there, looking like they could be back to their heights of last season. You know, that beautiful goal against Norwich that they scored. Combination of Giroud, Cazorla, and Wilshere, who was the one that finished it off. And another one similar to that was Thomas Rosicky against Crystal Palace, I believe it was. Very, very lovely move. Ended up in it being dinked over the corner of the keeper's leg by the Czech Republican. Here is Mertesacker again. Arsenal starting to build from the back a bit more this half. I mean, well, they've done it quite a lot this season. They haven't been too offensive, but they like to build from the back, I think, Arsenal at the moment, and Welbeck couldn't quite keep that in. Just too far over his head was the pass from Aaron Ramsey. Sissoko, Grealish. Grealish then off to Sissoko to try and hit it down line for the youngster, but it was out of play. Poor ball from the Frenchman. Callum Chambers throws it back to Mertesacker, and Arsenal start again. What Paul Lambert's thinking with his side performance. I mean, they haven't been bad. I mean, the first half an hour Villa were super. They really were. Then they crumbled. They just, a few cracks started to show. And then when they showed, Arsenal exploited them. And then Villa just were never the same after that. Here's Ramsey. Really could have laid it off to Chambers there. Tried to do something else with it. Delph's done exceptionally well. And now Delph's pacing away. Got it around Mertesacker. Here's Agbonlahor now. And he's brought down by Aaron Ramsey, who tracked the ball all the way back. And Aaron Ramsey is to receive a booking. Great run in there from Gabby Agbonlahor. Caused the defence quite a few problems as he just flicked it round Per Mertesacker. Ramsey came across, and well, it had to be done. I mean, Agbonlahor was looking really dangerous there. It was a good run from him. So free kick to Villa. They troubled Arsenal a tiny bit from set pieces in the first half. I mean, Kieran Clark had a great header opportunity from this angle. Cleverly floats it in. Clark back across the area. Couldn't find another claret and blue shirt. Here's Carlos Sanchez. Plays it down line, and Jack Grealish wasn't expecting that. Didn't make the run that Sanchez wanted him to. Cazorla flicks it over Sanchez's head. No, he doesn't. Sanchez has headed out for a throw-in. Good defending there from the anchor man. He's a solid defensive midfield player, Carlos Sanchez. Arriving at Villa this summer. And that may be one of the worst passes you will see this season. Aaron Ramsey looking for Mertesacker. He's lost concentration there and given Aston Villa a free corner. It is an absolutely woeful pass from Aaron Ramsey, and his teammates won't be happy with him if they score from this. Tom Cleverley's corner. Whipped in. Curl on it. Through to the back post for Grealish, and it's blocked. Bounces miles away for Sanchez to bring down. Knocks on to Kieran Clark. And it had gone out for a throw-in just before Sanchez could offload it. Just a tad too high for Felipe Senderos to get his head on that corner. I think it was Kieran Clark in the end that tried to volley it goalwards, and it was a great block from Kieran Gibbs. Welbeck, Cazorla, Ramsey, and back to Cazorla. Arsenal won't be wanting it to stay around at the back too much again. I mean, if they're just going to give away free corners like that, absolutely dreadful pass. I mean, they'll try and keep it up front a bit more, and I think that's what they're trying to do now. It is Mikel Arteta for Arsenal. Per Mertesacker. Ramsey. Great layoff from Chamberlain to Ramsey, and Carlos Sanchez has fouled him there. Free kick to Arsenal again. Ozil switches it to Cazorla. Gibbs crosses it in, and it's all the way over for Jack Grealish. Grealish uses a turn of pace to get around Callum Chambers there, who dragged him and brought him to ground. There's a Villa free kick. Definite foul there. He's tugged Jack Grealish back quite obviously. Knew what he was doing there, Callum Chambers, didn't he? Callum Chambers is already in the book, by the way, so you don't want to be making too many fouls, especially of that kind. Second yellow could just crumble a good performance. Arsenal are beginning to show a good performance anyway. Senderos. Sanchez. Plays forward. Oh, it's a good ball that to Agbonlahor. Agbonlahor's gotten away from Koscielny. Plays it out wide to Sissoko. He'll look to get a ball in. And it's straight to Wojciech Szczesny. And Delph's asking why he didn't receive the ball. A good question really, because Delph was in a good position to overlap Sissoko. But Sissoko only had one thing in mind when he got the ball, to try and find a crossing towards the back post. People arriving like Agbonlahor, Kieran Richardson. Arteta. Good touch by Ozil. Arteta again. Ozil back to Koscielny, and once again Arsenal have it at the back. Koscielny now trying to carry it forward. Arsenal just quite happy to knock it around at the back. No real pressure from Villa. Koscielny's giving that away. Hutton tries the ball in. It's another poor one. It's gone all the way through to the other side for Jack Grealish to pick up. And Chambers has lent on him, not given us a foul. Grealish wasn't too happy with that. Ozil wins a throw-in, playing it against the Republic of Ireland youngster Jack Grealish. The Irishman does look like he will be a good player one day, really does. You can see if he develops right, if he gets a good number of games, if he finds his way to a bigger club. No disrespect to Aston Villa. We might see a great star on our hands for Republic of Ireland, or at very minimum, someone similar to the quality of Aidan McGeady. Chambers trying to find a ball into Ramsey, and it's cleared away by Senderos. Arsenal corner. Arsenal fans cheering their team on. They want to see another goal because all it's going to take. Everybody's forward for Arsenal. Zola's whipping it in. Good ball in. It's gone through everyone. Headed away at the back post. Great run from Oxlade-Chamberlain. Oh, that was a beautiful run. He couldn't quite get the ball in at the end of it. He absolutely found quite a few little gaps there, Chamberlain, just to work his way through. Got himself into a wide position inside the box. Tried to knock it back across, but Ali Sissoko dealt with it. And that is another Arsenal corner. 5-5 on corners now, the two teams. Santi Cazorla's standing at the corner flag with his hands on his hips. He's waiting for the ball, but the Aston Villa fans are quite intent on playing volleyball with it around the top end of that stand. And the ball has finally found its way to Santi Cazorla, who will now whip in his second corner in a row. Deeper this time. Koscielny's headed it. Guzan spilled it, but he managed to push it round well back and get to the other side. And it's dealt with once again by Aston Villa. There's been no threat at all from Arsenal today from set pieces, and Villa have threatened, really. They have threatened a bit. We've had a few good opportunities from set pieces. Haven't been completely wasted. Arteta, Cazorla, Chamberlain, trying to find a pass out wide to Chambers. Grealish headed it up, and then Sissoko headed it out. And Sissoko saying that he headed it against Ramsey before it went out. Didn't look like it. Don't know if he was just appealing a lost cause there, Sissoko, if it generally did hit Aaron Ramsey. Who's on the ball now? No, it's Mikel Arteta. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Arsenal playing the possession game a bit further forward at the moment. Welbeck. Chamberlain. Welbeck. Knocking it around in this crossing position. Gibbs. Ramsey. Coming further in field now, Arsenal. Ramsey. Ozil, Arteta. Dangerous area to be holding possession in as well. Ozil, Welbeck, Cazorla. Oh, he tried to put through a disguise pass to Chamberlain. It wasn't disguised well enough. Chambers, Cazorla, he couldn't quite lay it off to Welbeck, who dummied it for Cazorla to play it onto him. It was a great move from Arsenal. And now Sissoko breaks down the left-hand side for Villa. Grealish, Delph, good turn, Grealish, coming forward, Grealish onto Sissoko, who gets the ball in, and it's dealt with again by Arsenal, who are getting back in numbers and getting forward in numbers at the moment, because all has lost that on the counter. Delph, cleverly, Sanchez. Delph, Sissoko, well played there by Jack Grealish, who was fouled by Mikel Arteta, and he's lucky not to be picking up a booking. He's been in a few incidents now, Mikel Arteta, where he's just taken the man and not the ball. Taken quickly, it's Delph, Sissoko. Into the middle for Mertesacker to try and deal with. Chambers gets it away only as far as Grealish. Grealish trying to get the ball into the box. Cleverly. Sissoko. Tom Cleverly. Crossed in and it's too far. Just too much from Cleverly on that. It went through to Wojciech Szczesny. Mikel Arteta. Mertesacker. Now Ramsey. That's hit Del straight in the head. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw-in. Ramsey again now. This game is looking more and more like we're going to have a goalless second half if carries on like this, because it's a lot of possession from Arsenal, and there's only been a few moments where they've shown any sort of attacking intent. Arteta now back into Koscielny. Arteta again, back to Mertesacker. It's such a repeated passing from Arsenal. They're starting to sort of kill off the game pretty much and not show any sort of kind of entertainment value in the second half. Chamberlain to Chambers. Mikel Arteta wasting that ball through. It's far too heavy. It's going out for a goal kick. So Ozil's had a decent game so far. Here he is now. A goal and an assist, same from Danny Welbeck. I wonder what Arsene Wenger's thinking as well, because will he be admiring his team performance? I've not seen much to admire from Arsenal. They are 3-0 up, and they just haven't particularly played that well. Arteta. Cazorla. Gibbs to Arteta. Now it's an attack from Arsenal again. Senderos deals with it well. Gibbs throws it backwards, and once again the ball is with the Arsenal defence. Arteta onto Mertesacker. Welbeck trying the 1-2 with Ozil. Ozil has given it him back, but it's forced him out wide. Crossed in by Ramsey. Ramsey slowing down. Quite a few Villa fans are beginning to leave already. There's 19 minutes left of this game. No sign of any miraculous revival from Villa. It's quite a boring game, if I'm honest, at the moment. Especially with how Arsenal are content in keeping a 3-0 lead, and Villa have sort of accepted their loss and have lost any sort of attacking intent themselves. Thrown down the line by Villa, straight back into Arsenal's possession. Shelney has it now. Back to Chesney. Not going to kick it long, he's going to play it short to Chesney, to Koscielny. Back inside to Mertesacker. Koscielny again. Arteta. Now it's Chambers, back to Mertesacker. It's a bit of a game of keep ball at the moment from Arsenal. They don't need to play it, they could give us an entertaining last 15 minutes, but they're choosing not to. Every time one of the attacking players gets on the ball, though, all they want to do is go forward because they've got absolutely no time. They're getting no ball time at all. Mertesacker. Koscielny. Ramsey. Chambers. Mertesacker. Arteta. Ramsey. Chamberlain. Arteta. Decent move now from Arsenal. Bit further up the field. Chambers. Oh, it's a lazy pass there from Callum Chambers. Straight into the possession of Ali Sissoko. Plays it back down the field. And back with Arsenal now. Ramsey. Arteta. Chambers flicks it Chamberlain's way. Still no more substitutes this second half. We had one at half time. Grealish for Vyman. Since then, I think Wenger's been happy with his team that's out, and well, Paul Lambert thinks the team that's out of there was most capable of not getting thrashed, I guess. Grealish makes an interception. He wants to go forward, but he's got no support. Sissoko. Clark. Sissoko. He hits it down the line once again to nobody. Great 1-2 there. Chamberlain has it back. Cazorla. Ramsey. Arteta. Gibbs. Ramsey again. Koscielny. Mertesacker. It's deep again for Arsenal. Ramsey. Just looking for a pass now, Ramsey, a more advanced one. Finds Ozil. Cazorla gives it him back. Ramsey, good layoff to Cazorla. Good tackle from Felipe Senderoff. He went in quick and he went in strong. Grealish. He's got no options here, the youngster. He's nutmegged Callum Chambers. And Arsenal have possession. Foul given Arsenal's way. Grealish, when he got it through Chambers' legs, just had to slide in to try and keep the ball and ended up fouling Callum Chambers and not touching the ball. Here is a substitution for Aston Villa. Charles and Zogby is on. Kieran Richardson's off. And how that will change the lineup, I reckon Charles Zogby will make it a like-for-like sub. Just go left midfield. Aaron Ramsey's also coming off for Arsenal. As they make their substitution, on comes Jack Wilshere. and it's another substitution as well. Danny Welbeck is coming off. Lucas Podolski is coming on. More changes for Arsenal. Quite offensive changes as well. There's been no defenders, and Arsenal are going to complete their triple substitution by bringing off Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain for Alexis Sanchez. Triple sub. Welbeck. Oh, sorry, it's Thomas Rosicky that's come on. Sanchez is ended up staying on the bench, but Rosicky, Podolski, and Wilshere all on. Ramsey, Welbeck, and Chamberlain all off. And for Villa, it was Zogbia on and Richardson off. So we'll see what these fresh faces will do to the game. They want to get involved a bit more, fresher legs going forward. Maybe add something more to the attack. Here's Koscielny. Wilshere. Wilshere again. Rosicki's only option there. He's pretty disappointed that his only option was Koscielny. Played it out wide the other way to Ozil. Rosicky again. Ozil again. Podolski. Wilshere. Forward ball to Rosicky. And it was straight out of play in the end. Sissoko plays it forward, only to end up giving it away. Ramsey to Gibbs. Koscielny. Mertesacker. Wilshere again. Rosicky, Wilshere. Arsenal's possession game here, they're going to put the percentage, it's going to be massive. They've just not given Villa any of the ball. Grealish, good defending, but Podolski's held on to it. Ozil. Arteta. Here's Rosicky. Chamberlain. Sorry, Santi Cazorla. Santi Cazorla gets it back and it's just dealt with in the end. Gibbs. Wilshere. Back onto Gibbs by Cazorla. It's sent that way. Sanchez deals with it. Delph. The other games today. Hull City doubled their lead at Newcastle as Mohamed Diame scored. Then Papi Cisse got them back in it with another goal. And Southampton have also scored against Swansea City, making it 1-0. Victor Wanyama scored in that game. Burnley Sunderland still remains 0-0. So we have 3 games with goals and 1 without so far. It's not been the most exciting day of football, it's safe to say. So far anyway. Let's hope West Ham and Liverpool got a few fireworks in store for us. Ozil. Wilshere. Mertesacker. Rosicky. Over to Gibbs. Gibbs has brought it down. Podolski. Looking for a shot. Something that I haven't said in about 25 minutes in this match, the word shot. It's been so mellowed by Arsenal's performance this second half. And don't get me wrong, they're doing what they need to win the game, and you know it's fair play to them. That's what you're going to do to win the game, and fair enough. But it's just really, really dull to watch. Controlled. Oh, and Kieran Clark snapped through the back of Lucas Podolski there. Bad challenge, and he's going into the book, Kieran Clark. Good decision, really, from the referee. Not worthy of a red. It did go straight through the back of him, but no malice involved. He was on the controlling the tackle. He was on the ground. I mean, it was just an old-fashioned bad challenge from Kieran Clark. Arsenal have had 80% possession in this second half. Which is really something, isn't it? 80% possession, 70% in the game overall. Villa have only had 29%. And Jack Wilshere is now going to follow Kieran Clark into the book, stopping a counter-attack with a bit of a sliding tackle on Alan Hutton. He knew exactly what he was doing there, Wilshere. He knew he wasn't going to get the ball. The Real Madrid game now is 6-2 to Real Madrid. Absolutely massive game there. Cristiano Ronaldo's got a hat-trick. James Rodriguez has got one, and Gareth Bale's got 2. And Dunjanin and Toshe have got the goals for Deportivo. 8 goals in that game. Why can't we have a Premier League game like that today? Here is Nzogbia. 5 minutes left on the clock now. And Newcastle have equalised in their game now against Hull City to make that 2-2. Papi Cissé's got a second. It's another late one there. Ali Sissoko now going forward. Shelny. 4 minutes left on the clock now. Arsenal still lead 3-0. Goals from Mesut Ozil, Danny Welbeck, and an own goal from Ali Sissoko. Guzan spreading it wide to Senderos, forward to Cleverley. Starts an attack. Bakuna. Over to Hutton. Puts it in, and Koscielny's dealt with that one. Safely away to Ozil. Wilshere. Rosicky. Good turn. Onto Chambers now, and Chambers is away down the right hand side. He didn't have the turn of pace to get away from Jack Grealish, who's quite a quick lad. Rosicky, Cazorla, Wilshere. The attack slowed down a bit now, but Arsenal are still in a threatening position. Here's Rosicky. Has it back from Podolski. We haven't had a shot in this game now for over 28 minutes. Second half has been rather mellowed by Arsenal's performance. Good defending from Gibbs though. Got back, headed it onto Rosicky, and Arsenal are back in possession again. Wilshere, great 1-2 with Podolski. Wilshere driving forward, and Alan Hutton rescues Aston Villa from it being 4-0. But Delph was penalised in the build-up there. I think there was an advantage being played as Wilshere ran through, and obviously the advantage came to an end when Wilshere lost possession. Arsenal take it quick. Chambers now in space on the right. Mertesacker. Here is Podolski. Wilshere. Cazorla couldn't hold on to that. Bakuna trying to take it forward. No options forward. Hutton. Clark. Sissoko. Inside to Grealish. Cleverly. Hutton. Grealish. Cleverly. Clark. Villa finally having a couple of minutes on the ball. Not seen it in a while. Grealish. Bakuna. Cleverly. Hutton. Bakuna looking to get a ball into the box and dealt with by the Arsenal defender as well. There's good pressure and it's gone out for a goal kick in the end. Stoppage time about to be announced. 20 seconds left plus stoppages of this second half. Three minutes added on from the fourth official is the verdict. Here's Lucas Podolski holding off Delph. Trying to work something, trying to get the ball into the box. Wouldn't have mattered anyway, there was no one there, but it was dealt with really well in the end. And the turn from Mesut Ozil couldn't just quite stay in play for him. Arsenal have it back in the defence. Determined to hang on to this clean sheet. Koscielny. Forward to Podolski. He's found Ozil well there. Podolski again. Wilshere. Podolski. Wilshere. Great little move there, and it couldn't quite find its way through to Jack Wilshere. It's a classic Arsenal move right there. Quick passing, lots of movement, one-touch play. Trying it again now. Santi Cazorla can't get a shot away. Good tackle by Senderos. Gibbs into the area, and Guzan is forced to touch the ball for the first time in 42 minutes. He clears it forward. Just a minute remaining on the clock now, as Arsenal look to run down the clock just that bit more to secure the victory. Mertesacker has it now. Well, the victory was secured a long time ago, wasn't it? It's mainly to secure the clean sheet now. Koscielny. Hits it forward towards Podolski. Won by Senderos. Podolski's done well. Arsenal trying to force a way through. Clark. He's dealt with that well. Guzan has it again. Cleared forward towards Bakuna, who wins it in the air. Onto Grealish. Koscielny heads it away. Arteta back to Mertesacker. And that is full time here. Full time from the rest of the games as well. 3-0 here to Arsenal. Though first goals from Mesut Ozil, Danny Welbeck, and an own goal from Ali Sissoko make up. Burnley 0, Sunderland 0, Swansea City 0, Southampton 1. Victor Wanyama scoring the only goal in that game. In the 80th minute. And Newcastle 2, Hull City 2, Cisse with 2, Jelavic and Diame with the 2 for Hull. So that's it for the afternoon, and thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.